Okay, now we're back with our stainless knives. So this first one, relatively new to me, I decided to try it out. It's the Mora Flex knife, and this is why it got that name. And you can see that thing does bend. And can I just say that I love this knife? It's a great little craft knife. It's great in the kitchen. From another channel, Simon's Discoveries, he's used it as his bait knife and fishing knife. I haven't actually done that yet, but I'm sure that it would be great at it. Awesome little knife. The handle's the same dimensions as your companions. Only difference is the texture of the rubber. It is a little softer than the companion. I actually kind of prefer it a little more. And speaking to that, here's the top cue all around. Stainless version. This is basically the exact same knife as the Mora Companion, just with that top cue handle, like the flex knife down there. I'll actually bring my stainless companion and put it beside it for comparison. And there you go. You can see dimension-wise, they are virtually identical. Only difference is the handle and the color. Now in Canada, this used to be $3 or $4 cheaper than that. So I actually have a couple of these. I love this top cue all around. I've batoned that thing through every bit of wood I can find. It takes it all, no problem. Have not broken it yet. I find the same thing with the companion. They're pretty much identical. Whichever one's cheaper is probably the one you're going to go for. Okay, then we've got our Pro S. These are the new ones that came out last year. This one's actually a spare that I got. My original one that I was using, I did give it away to a friend. It's not bad. It's kind of made to compete, I think, with the Haltefor's GK. There is a carbon version of this that I did have as well, which I gave away. I like it, but I don't like the transition from rubber to plastic where my thumb is here. I find that to be a hot spot for my palm when I'm carving, and that's why I ended up giving these away. I really don't care for the rubber that much on the Moras unless it's being used with gloves. Then it's not too bad. Speaking of a Mora I use with gloves, here's my 746. Again, basically just the stainless version of the 711. Great little knife. I bought this mainly to use in winter time. Late fall through winter to early spring, where I can wear gloves comfortably, a nice palm filling grip. Again, not really a knife that I would use for batoning, but for carving it does work pretty well. Okay, Mora Basic 546. So just like the 511, this is the new ones that came out 2014. And again, not a bad knife, really. With my other stainless knives, particularly my top cue, I have no real reason to use this knife. I just wanted to try it for the plastic handle. And actually I do find that to be very comfortable, the all plastic handle. Okay, Mora Light My Fire. You know, pretty self-explanatory. It's got the fire steel inside the handle. It's got the different grind on the top edge where it becomes more of a flat grind. Now I know some people think that that is for wood carving, but reading about it, it seems like it's more for cutting hard vegetables like carrots, things of that nature, where the standard Scandi grind was actually splitting more so than cutting. There we go. I'm trying to get this to focus here. There we go. So this is a great little knife. I love it. I don't care for the handle, the holes in the handle here though. I don't really know why they did that. I guess for moisture so it doesn't corrode the ferro rod in there. Not a big fan of that though. Alright, then these last four, I'm going to bring them down just to make it easier to see them. So 3 of these are from the Bushcraft line. We've got the Bushcraft Orange. Virtually pretty much the same knife as a Bushcraft Black, same thickness, sharpened spine. Everything's pretty much the same. On this one as well, I took out the finger groove and drilled a lanyard hole into it down at the bottom here. You know, again, not the prettiest job, but I'm not too concerned about it. I'm going to be using it. Again, a pretty good knife. I really only got this more for... I was thinking about if I drop my knife in the snow, what's easier to find? Nothing beats high-vis orange in my opinion. I swear by it at work. So, I love knives in that color. Here's an old Frost 760. These, I don't think you can get them anymore. And it doesn't even want to focus on it for me. There we go. But this, again, a wonderful handle. Like, that is so great. And I love the plastic as well. These, I have seen online that people have broken them pretty... Well, I don't know if that's easily, but they have broken them through batoning in use. If I had to make a choice on which one I would survive with, as far as my stainless ones go, probably be this one here. But that's really only because of the thickness. For actual usability, these top three are a better choice. They have a thinner blade. The grind is a little bit lower on them. Just because they are thinner, they don't need to be ground as far back. But they slice like nobody's business. Here we've got the Bushcraft Force. This is actually the first Mora Bushcraft that I ever owned out of that line. And again, it's got my standard mods, finger groove taken down, and the bird's beak. This one I actually went pretty much full on, almost perfectly straight handle. It is very comfortable. And even though it's one of my older knives, I do love it. I come back to it quite a bit. And finally, we've got our Bushcraft Forest. Now, the grind on this, you can see the actual blade profile looks like it has a little bit more belly than my Bushcraft Force. Size-wise, it's pretty similar, but this is the same blade as the Mora 2000. So it's got that flat grind at the end, just like the Mora Light My Fire knife. And again, I think that that's for cutting food, hard vegetables, things like that. I had the Mora 2000. I found that the handle thickness was a little too narrow for me, and when putting a lot of force on it, it was painful. This Bushcraft handle, honestly, I love these handles. I wish that they made them available for every knife in their lineup. It'd probably be the greatest thing. Or maybe this one. That 711 746 handle. You know what, come to think of it, probably this one. I didn't have to do a single mod to it. That thing is perfect for my hand already. Beautiful. Best handle, in my opinion, Mora's ever made. Alright, well, that's all my Moras that I currently have. I do have 511 coming. We'll try that one out. 546 I didn't really bother. Didn't really see a need for it. Alright, enjoy.